Oh hey, what's happening? I'm Eddie, the Skinhead Gourmet. Today, I'm not going to show you how to make shit. I'm actually going to defer this over to my girlfriend, Tracy. It's more her area of expertise. But today we're going to teach you how to make a perfect cup of coffee. Boy.
I'm the girlfriend of the Skinhead Gourmet as well as the camera person slash director. Today I am going to teach everybody to make a perfect cup of coffee. Since I am a barista by trade, I feel that coffee is one of my passions, and I just want to share that with everybody. Today we're going to learn two different methods of brewing a coffee, and I'll also take you through brewing a fresh pot of coffee. Right now we're going to do French press, which is my all-time favorite way to brew a cup of coffee, as well as espresso, which is my second favorite. We're going to start off. We've got some beautiful grounds here. Nice coarse grind. You want the coarsest grind possible for a French press, due to the fact that you are just leaving it in for about 4 minutes. Then we also have an espresso grind, which is not the most extreme grind you could go. You could also go one more, which would be Turkish. This is very fine, very powdery, almost staticky, and that is just to bring out more of a bold flavor, a little thicker texture in your coffee. So what we're going to do is we're going to go on ahead and boil our water for our French press. And you're going to want to fill the water up. Use filtered water now. That's very important. You don't want a lot of calcium deposits or whatnot in your water. So we're going to fill it up just about, I'd say, 1 centimeter below the little spout. Then you're going to pour it in your pan and bring that to a boil. Or you can do just a little less than a boil. It doesn't really have to be a rapid boil or what have you. You just want it hot enough to actually steep your grounds. Alrighty, let's talk about ratios here. For every 6 ounces of water, you're going to use 2 tablespoons of grounds, which means you want to do it a little heaping, just not like super heaping. I like to throw a little extra coffee in mine because I do like a bolder taste, but you just basically want to go as your tastes allow. So for a French press, this is an 8-cup press. So you're going to use 4 rounded scoops of your grinds. This scoop really sucks, so use a better scoop than what I'm using. This is just all I have handy right now. There we go. And it should just sit right down at the bottom. Don't worry if it gets on the sides. It's not going to matter. You're going to pour the water right in, and it's just going to sink right down anyways due to the coarseness of the grinds. Alrighty, this little Mizuna pot here is my favorite way to brew espresso. You just unscrew the top. Got your little strainer here. What this does is actually creates a vacuum, and you just put your water in the little carafe, and you put your little strainer in there, And you're just going to fill it up to the very rim of the strainer with your espresso grounds. Just kind of smooth it down a little bit. You don't want to overfill it because then you won't be able to screw on the thing and you'll end up with grounds in your pot. Nobody likes grounds in their pot. And you just screw this little puppy back on. Turn on your stove. Now, you don't want to walk away from this for too long. You don't want to let it over brew, because if you let espresso sit for too long, it's really going to taste awful. It becomes bitter and your shot actually dies, is what we call it in the coffee business. And a dead shot is the most disgusting thing you'll ever taste. In fact, during training, they make us do that at a place that I work. I'm just going to let that boil through, and it's going to create the vacuum, which I will show you as it's doing so you can see what it looks like. It's kind of neat. It's like a little coffee volcano. Okay, our water here for the French press is coming to a boil. So we're just going to pour this right in. And then you're going to stick your little handy dandy plunger. There's usually a little arrow or an opening. You're going to want that with your spout. Line it up. Stick that in there and you just plunge it right down. And here it comes. There's your little coffee volcano. Alrighty, it's been 4 minutes and our coffees are both ready. We're going to remove this from our burner here. You can almost hear that percolating. Now, what you add to your coffee is entirely up to you, but I can give you a few hints. I like mine with a little flavored cream and sugar. I usually do something with a little chocolate or something nutty. Eddie's a big fan of vanillas or sweet cream or what have you. The little bartender in me tends to have a little cordial with mine, something liquorish, some Chambord. You could do a little Jack Daniels, you could do a little rum. Bailey's in coffee is magnifique. And Jameson. Gotta Irish it up a little bit. A little Kioki coffee is never bad. You know, just whatever nips you is a good nip. Alright, so we're gonna go on ahead and make a red eye, which is a fantastic way to drink coffee. You're going to take your regular cup of coffee, not fill it all the way up, and you're going to add your espresso to it. Usually 1 or 2 shots will do ya. Be careful when pouring these little things, they like to pour over. And then you add sugar to taste. I usually do about 2 tablespoons of sugar, but Eddie likes it so his spoon stands up. So I would probably, for Eddie, dump this whole thing in there. In fact, I usually put a little bit more in his coffee. He likes it super, super sweet. Alright, the traditional way to serve espresso would be in a demi-tasse. It's a cute little tiny coffee mug. It's got little tiny... Gotta hold it with a pinky out. And you just pour your espresso right into the demi. Look how dark and rich that is, and oh, the aroma is just amazing. It's just got a really eye-opening, bold scent to it. You get the woody undernotes of the coffee that I used. It's just an awesome cup of coffee. Traditionally, people will put lemon zest, Some people like to add a little vanilla to it. Or you could do a little steamed milk or a little frothed milk, make a cappuccino or a latte. But I tend to like my espresso straight up. That's the stuff. Well, some of you might not have any of these little fancy contraptions at home, but if you've got a Keurig machine, it's super simple, self-explanatory, everything's pre-measured for you. You just stick your little K-cup in and go. But if you have like anywhere from a 5 to 12 cup coffee brewing machine, like a Mr. Coffee or what have you, those are simple. If you're doing a 12 cup, do 5 to 6 scoops. If you've got a 5 cup, then you go from there. Remember, it is 2 scoops per 6 ounces of water. It's about 8 ounces of water for a cup. So, you know, and traditionally, a cup of coffee isn't going to be this big. Traditionally, a cup of coffee is actually less than a cup measurement-wise. This would be an 8-cup press, but for our cups of coffee, it only makes 4 cups. Anyways, make sure you buy the proper filters for your coffee maker. It'll tell you on the box, or you could just look inside and basically see the shape. You have your choice of a cone shape or the flat bottom. Just remember to use filtered water, and that's about it for me.
Oh, hey. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed our little coffee tutorial. It's a goddamn good cup of coffee. But something that many of us run on and live on, especially those of us who have to be up early in the morning to get to work, or work long hours, late hours, all hours. But it's super easy to do, and it's one of those things, instead of going to your local overpriced coffee chain, there's no reason you can't make high quality coffee at home. That's just what we're trying to share with you. Hope you guys enjoy. I'm Eddie the Skinhead Gourmet, speaking for Tracy, the Skinhead Gourmet's other half. Also my director, camera lady, and God bless her, gets me started every morning. Oi!